The question is that this House do not insist on its Amendment 4, to which the Commons have disagreed, for their reason 4A. As many as are that who say content, contrary not content. I think the contents have it. The contents have it. Amendment number 13, the Baroness J. of Paddington.
My Lords, I beg to move that the House do not insist on its Amendment 13, to which the Commons have disagreed for their reason numbered 13A.
The question is that I must put the question, the noble Lord will forgive me, I'm sure. The question having been moved, I must put the question. The question is that this House do not insist on its Amendment 13, to which the Commons have disagreed, for their reason 13A.
My Lord, the only reason I rise is because of the confusion that's just arisen, and I get fed up as a crossbencher with the front bench of either side steamrollering things. My noble friend, my noble colleague on the crossbenches was trying to speak on Amendment 4. He got it mistaken and spoke on 2. The real challenge then came when we came to 4. We got steamrolled. Was there a chance to leap up and speak? No. And the real problem is that the government, I'm afraid, are trying to ramrod things through and not observe proper procedures. Yeah? And the noble Earl, Lord Ferrers, very fortunately spoke up and spoke on our behalf. Whether you agree with what he was going to say or not is not a matter. But if we're going to move into a new era and a new chamber, a new house, we might at least have some independence of thought and mind where the government does not railroad things through, just like you guillotined me last time, so I don't dare let you get up. I was the last... Right. Order. The noble minister, the leader of the House, guillotined me on the 3rd reading, and when it was normally courteous in this House, if a peer had got a sentence out, to stand up and say, perhaps we should let the noble lord finish, and then allow him to finish, instead called the question. So I've now learnt the danger, since the noble Lord and Lord Marsh advised me that I should not give way in future, because we seem to have some new customs coming in this House. Right, I will now shut up and sit down. But the only thing I will say is, for goodness sake, don't forget we were a courteous House. We used to listen to people. 5 minutes now is not going to change history. On the last amendment, I would have said that the only reason the Commons had to fear it was because there was an intention perhaps at the back of someone's mind that they might want to prolong the life of Parliament. Otherwise, why did they have to fear it? There are many other things like that that should be said perhaps in our last moments when the only independent voice disappears. And with that, I will sit down.
Lord, my lords, I will apologise to the whole House for slight misunderstanding. Come on, I can't do this again. My lords,
I'm
my lords,
In a moment. My lords, I think I'm entitled to reply. My lords, the two are not alternatives. I think I'm entitled to observe that when I moved the last motion, I sat down to await any contributions which might or might not have come. I did nothing discourteous to any member of this House. There was quite a substantial pause. The question was then put and assented to. There is no question of anyone being shut out at that stage. The question was put, and I repeat, assented to, and I think I'm entitled, as always, to look for the courteous support of the noble Lord Strathclyde. He saw me waiting, no one intervened, and the question was put and determined.
I have to say that I bear some of the responsibility for the confusion that has arisen this afternoon by making the speech, the very brief few words that I intended to make to Amendment 4 to Amendment 2. And so I might have, I think, inadvertently mislead the House. However, my lords, having heard the noble Earl, Lord Erroll, I wonder if it is now in order on this amendment, if we can hear the noble Lord Clifford of Chudleigh, or whether that is out of order. It strikes me that the noble Lord Clifford of Chudleigh has been trying to get in for a large part of this afternoon. This is the last time that he will be present in this House, since he is one of the excluded peers. But, my lords, I look to the government front bench to make a decision which I think would be a fair one and would be supported by the House.
I think that's a very reasonable approach, and speaking for myself, I think the sense of your lordships is that they would wish to hear the noble Lord Clifford of Chudleigh.
My lords, I would like to thank both the front bench government and also, in fact, the noble Lord Strathclyde